here with Miami coach Chris Bergeron. Redhawks off this weekend and then getting ready to go to Omaha next week to open NCHC play, and we will open it up for questions.
Coach, you guys have been close in pretty much every game this year. What do you need to do to just get over that hump?
We need to find a way to be on the good side of those 5 or 6 plays. I mean, we think that the games have literally come down to 5 plays per game, with the exception of maybe Friday night at Michigan State. I don't know how much fight we had in us that night. Oh, and we were right in it. We were right in that game. I mean, that's a 2-1 game. They score in the empty net. Saturday was such a prime example of what we're talking about. It's 3-1 with 12 minutes to go in the second period, and we're on the power play. And we end up losing that game 6-4. It's hard to wrap your arms around as you stand here right now. And in the moment, you think you're saying all the right things, but we found a way to, wrong side, bad decision. All of a sudden now the building's crazy and we can't get the momentum back. Friday night here, it's 2-0 at home. Everything's fine. And then we start to make poor decisions at the offensive blue line. So what I was saying after the game on Friday, it's so difficult to simulate these things in practice. The practice is what it is, and we're talking about habits and we're talking about competition and being sharp mentally in practice, but you cannot simulate 3-1 on the road. You can tell them, but you can't simulate the crowd and the feelings and all that kind of stuff. Something good is going to have to happen for us to get beyond it. I almost feel like we're waiting for something bad to happen, and then a bad play happens, and then another bad play happens, and all of a sudden now we're tied or we're down a goal or whatever it is. We're going to stick to the plan. We're going to talk about those 4 or 5 plays. We're going to point them out in practice on a daily basis when they do happen. And then the next time we get in that situation, hopefully we're more prepared. It's the only way we know how to do it. It's the only way. We talked about this after the second period on Saturday night. Let's act like we've been here before. The first shift of the third period, we have the puck on our stick below our goal line. We pass it to the other team. It ends up in our net. Now it's 4-4, and the building's crazy again. It's hard to put your thumb on. It's hard to put your thumb on. What we'll talk about as a program is it a willingness, or is it are we just not good enough? We're not willing to do it our way, or we're not good enough. I don't think it's a willingness thing, and I think we're good enough. So we need to find a way, is my point to saying that way. That we need to find a way to be on the good side of that play and defend, or get a puck deep, or play offense, or whatever the play calls for at that time. And right now we're struggling with it.
You guys have the week off before you start NCHC play, or do you wish you had a game coming up this weekend, and what are you going to do with the extra time?
Well, I don't look at it like wish, or I just never have done that. I don't sit here right now and wish we had a game this weekend. Our weekend is off. What we're doing early in the week is resting. We're banged up on the back end. We need to get healthy back there. Something I said after the game on Saturday is we need to hold people accountable for their play. It's just a fact. It's Division I hockey, and if you're not getting the job done, then we need somebody else to go in, and then we take that person out, and we haven't been able to do that, especially on the back end. So we need to get healthy. And then we just go back to work. I mean, nothing's going to change. Again, everything I say, we stand by. We think our preparation is good, but it's very difficult to simulate that time, that play in practice because, of all the different circumstances that are going on in a game. So we'll do what we always do, and we'll go back to work.
Positive side, Red Savage was named the Rookie of the Week by the league. What have you liked from his play early on?
He seems to be just getting better. He's a real competitive boy. He's an everyday guy. It's not 3 days on, 2 days off, 1 day in between. It's not. He's a guy who comes to work every day. He's got a good routine. He's pretty low maintenance from a coaching staff perspective. A play here, a play there in practice, which he's receptive to the coaching. He typically knows, but he's receptive to it. So I just think it's his routine. He's a pretty even keel boy too. He doesn't get too high or too low either way. So I just lots to like about it. And as I started by saying, he's getting better every day. That's really exciting to think where he can take this. We knew he was going to have a good opportunity here. What we didn't want to happen is people to think he's the savior. That's not fair to anybody, and that's not what he's coming here for. He's coming here because of just the comfort of Miami University for him and his family, and then the opportunity we had for him on the ice, and that's all happening. I mean, we literally talked to Red this morning, and I think he's in a good place. And then the other thing I really like about him is he's really competitive. The results of where they stand today, this isn't okay with that kid. And we need a bunch of people who it's not okay with, because that's how it will change. We know that. And he's one of those guys that's going to be part of the solution for sure. So there's lots to like. But it's basically just his daily approach that comes to mind first and foremost.
Any other questions for Coach?
I do want to say again, thank you to our fans. I don't want to overdo it, but I don't want to underdo it either. And the way our fans reacted after not having been in the building a while was pretty awesome to see. Hopefully you had fun and you'll want to come back. And I'm not just talking about the students. I'm talking about our fan base in general. So we're going to keep working hard to make the product right. And hopefully you'll keep watching us play. But we do appreciate you showing up on Friday night. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks.
Here with Chase Gresock. The Red Hawks are off this weekend, getting ready to open NCHC play next week with a trip to Omaha, and we'll open it up for any questions.
It was a tough weekend against Bowling Green this weekend. What positives can you guys take from the two games?
I think as a team, we're definitely getting better. I think we're right there. A couple bounces go our way. We've had a couple goals called off. Things start to go our way. I think we're in a good spot.
Mm-hmm. And you guys had a little trouble holding on to leads this weekend. What do you guys have to do for the remainder of the season to make sure that you stay up when you get up?
I think we're just sitting back a little bit, learn from our mistakes, and I mean, it's a tough thing to do to win. Just learning how to win. I think it's a habit, and if we figure out how to do that, we'll be in a really good spot.
Chase, what was the toughest part of acclimating to Miami?
Probably just the transition. I mean, I was somewhere else, a different school for 3 years, and then just getting used to how things work in Miami. I'm really happy to be here. Love how things are going, but anytime change can be difficult.
You are an elder player on this roster. You're looked at as a leader on this team, even though it's your first year here. What are some things you're doing in the locker room to help kind of lead things off the ice?
Something I think I do really well is lead by example. I think I'm a guy that people can look at and they just know he's always doing the right thing, things that need to get done, I'm getting done, and just leading by example.
Talking about your individual play this year, what are some things you've liked from yourself this year? What are some things that you'd like to change kind of moving forward?
This year I think I've been more consistent with my play, something that I've always been told that I can be better at, being more consistent. I think that's the one thing.
The offensive production kind of coming along, you got off to a really good start Saturday, the goal right away, and just how important is that, being able to kind of set the tone offensively for your team?
Scoring first shift always feels pretty good for the team and for yourself, so that felt really good. I think we played really well in the first period, and then we kind of lost our game a bit.
Getting ready now for NCHC play next weekend, what do you know about the league coming in, and kind of every game being a gauntlet?
Obviously, the league's pretty tough and strong. Every team you play, there's no easy games in this league, so you just got to be ready for every single game.
Any other questions? Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.